Midnight to 1:30. The Hook. Music, low, pulsing bass, deep heartbeats. Narrator, imagine, if you will, being submerged in a world where the sun has never touched the water. A world where the pressure is so immense it could crush a steel submarine like a soda can. Most humans can hold their breath for perhaps 60 seconds before the primal urge to gasp for air turns into a frantic, life-or-death struggle. But Elias Thorne is not most humans. Tonight, he attempts the impossible, a single, unassisted breath-hold dive to 310 meters, a depth deeper than the height of the Eiffel Tower, plunged into the dark. If he succeeds, he shatters the world record. If he fails, the ocean claims him forever. Welcome to the edge of human survival. 1:30 to 4 o'clock, The Origin. Music, soft, reflective strings. Narrator, to understand the madness, we must look at the boy from the mountains. Elias Thorne was born in the shadow of the Andes, where the air is so thin, every breath feels like a victory. As a child, he spent hours staring at the horizon, his lungs constricted by asthma, his body feeling like a prison. He didn't just want to breathe, he wanted to command the air. He studied the physiology of whales, the masters of the deep. He realized that the human body isn't just a vessel, it's a machine capable of radical recalibration. He spent 2 decades turning his heart into a slow-beating rhythm of survival, training his brain to ignore the agonizing chemical fire of carbon dioxide buildup. He isn't just a diver, he is a man who has negotiated a truce with his own biology. 4 to 7 o'clock, The Preparation. Music, rhythmic, intense percussion. Narrator, the preparation for this moment is not about physical strength, it is about the surrender of the ego. For 18 months, Elias has undergone hypoxic conditioning. Imagine running a marathon while breathing through a narrow straw. That is his daily reality. He submerges himself in ice-filled tanks, pushing his heart rate down to a terrifying 12 beats per minute. To put that in perspective, a resting human heart beats 60 to 80 times a minute. Elias is basically in a state of suspended animation while wide awake. His lungs have been stretched with specialized maneuvers, and his blood is saturated with iron, turning his veins into high-efficiency oxygen tankers. He has become a biological anomaly, a bridge between the land and the abyss. 7 to 10:30, The Attempt. Music, tense, cinematic, dissonant high-frequency notes. Narrator, it is 3 a.m. The water in the blue abyss is freezing, black, and hungry. Elias steps onto the platform. He takes one final, lung-bursting breath. The air fills him, a temporary fuel for an eternal darkness. He descends. 50 meters. 100 meters, the pressure begins to squeeze his chest cavity, forcing his organs to shift. 200 meters, the light is gone. He is in the midnight zone, where the weight of the water above him is 30 times greater than at the surface. At 250 meters, the blood shift occurs, his body begins to shunt blood away from his limbs and directly to his brain and heart. He is no longer a man, he is a biological submarine. He reaches the 310-meter marker. The silence is absolute. He touches the cold, metallic tether. He has arrived. But the descent was only half the battle. Now, he must fight the urge to black out as he drifts toward the surface. Every second of the ascent feels like a lifetime. His lungs are screaming, his brain is starved, and the surface feels like a distant dream. 10:30 to 1300 hours, The Aftermath. Music, uplifting, triumphant orchestral swell. Narrator, he breaks the surface. A gasp, not of panic, but of triumph. The safety team rushes in, but Elias is already floating, eyes wide, seeing the stars for the first time after visiting the underworld. He has done it. 310 meters. A record that will likely stand for a generation. He didn't just dive for a number, he dived to prove that the human spirit, when pushed into the freezing, dark corners of our world, can find a way to breathe. Elias Thorne changed the definition of human capability. He showed us that the deepest trenches aren't just in the ocean, they are in ourselves. And sometimes, to find our true potential, we have to go where no one else dares to follow.